Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Non Apologetic News, where me and my buddy discuss the news that no one else wants to. I am Travisty. Next to me is Bodybag. We are Non Apologetic News. First up today, coupons get Virginia woman $400,000 in profits, but also 12 years in prison. Once caught, the woman who went by Master Chef explained the scam to investigators. A Virginia Beach woman is going to prison for 12 years in a massive couponing scam. Lori Ann Talents designed counterfeit coupons at home, complete with product photos and working barcodes. Now, because coupons are so widely distributed and thus don't each have unique barcodes, they're hard to track, NBC News says. Her husband, Pacifico Talents, has also been convicted and sentenced for his role, which was mainly distributing the fakes. The coupons offered steep discounts, sometimes for more than the value of the items, so that the shoppers got money back when buying items. Now, I've heard about that, like extreme couponing, where like moms will get together and have a group, and then they'll be in line ahead of you, and they'll buy like 20 rolls of paper towels and get like 42 cents back from the cashier.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird thing to do if you're scamming, but all right. So she will serve 12 years. Her husband, Pacifico, will serve 7 years. They are out on bond for a few weeks while they arrange care for their kids. Lori Ann Talent started selling the coupons in 2017 through a network recruited in a coupon clipper Facebook group using the name Master Chef. She earned $400,000 and cost an estimated $31 million loss for the retailers.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, she was getting it. She sent the coupons out by mail, accepting payment via PayPal or Bitcoin. One of the coupon enthusiasts recruited in the scam figured out how it worked and reported everything to the Coupon Information Center. Once Talons was caught, she fessed up to everything and sat down with investigators to explain how her racket worked and how coupon rackets work around the nation. So essentially, she was selling these coupons to strangers. She ran into a snitch, and then herself became a snitch, right? But I mean, this is nothing new, right? Like selling food stamps. Maybe some of y'all are better off than we are, but like if there's like a single mother and she gets too many food stamps for like her and her kid to eat, she'll sell them for 50 cents on the dollar. So she'll be like, hey, I got $100 worth of food stamps and I'll give her $50 and I'll go get $100 worth of food. She gets $50 for her child or whatever she needs, right? Excuse me. So there's not necessarily anything wrong with that. We used to switch tags. Did you ever do that? You take like something that's like $50 and you go get like a tag off a pin, like the barcode, and you peel it off. Oh, yeah. And you put it on like the $50 item. That would probably be easier to do now with self-checkout.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, you know what? Self-checkout has there's a scale, like, because like it weighs your fruit. So if anybody's thinking of doing that, make sure the weights are somewhat consistent, I suppose. But, I mean, I don't know. This seems kind of crazy. Like, why would you sell them on the Facebook group? Like, she could have done this forever. This could have been, like, a 20-year thing where her and her husband and maybe even some friends, like, didn't really pay for any groceries.
And collect all that money and just fucking retire off their
Think about
coupons.
How much more money you'd have if, like, Walmart was free. You know what I mean? If Sam's Club or wherever you shop at is free. So I guess the ending and the moral of this story is, who has the food stamps? Because I'm buying. What do you got next for us, buddy?
We're going to go down to Florida, of course.
Love Florida.
Yeah. Are you ready for this? Because it sounds like something straight out of a action comedy movie. All right. A woman was arrested in Florida after she interrupted a police standoff by plowing through the tense scenes on a golf cart while naked. Jessica Elizabeth Smith, 28, now faces a charge for resisting an officer without violence after her antics that disrupted the police, who say they were in the middle of a 6-hour armed standoff with suspects in I don't know how to pronounce that, somewhere near Tampa, when Smith made things even more difficult. Police were first on the scene due to reports of someone shooting at others from the roof of a home. When the suspects fled the area, officers chased them. A gun was fired by one of the suspects towards bystanders, but fortunately, no one was injured. Though during the attempted escape, the suspect allegedly shot himself in the leg. Genius. As all this was happening, Smith drove into the crime scene in her golf cart. Despite being warned by officers to get out of the cart, Smith allegedly ignored their demands and continued to drive toward the target's home. Her actions and inability to follow directions put multiple deputies at risk of potentially getting shot.
So she had nothing to do with the incident. She was just driving around naked?
Yep, just showed up. It's like, let's party over here with these guys.
Wow.
Yeah. The police were eventually able to get Smith out of the car and apprehended her with handcuffs, of course. According to the affidavit, Smith was not wearing any clothes, and deputies believe she had been drinking.
Yeah, sounds like a drunk thing to do there.
I was expecting amphetamines. They said the defendant had a distinct odor of an alcoholic beverage coming from her person, and she was completely nude. So where was she hiding the beer?
That is great. And I mean, it sounds like my kind of girl, to be honest with you.
I'm always down for a good time. What do you got first?
Hold on.
Oh.
Do you smell that? Smells like one of these lights. You don't smell that plasticky burning smell?
Mm-mm.
Oh, hell, you know what that is?
Hot topic.
That's this week's hot topic, hot and fresh out the oven, guaranteed to piss some people off. Misdirection. Now,
Damn studio's on fire.
I had a whole thing written out. This was going to be my hot topic, you know, my bullet points on it. I'm going to toss that because I saw something yesterday that I think is better to talk about. So, just my microphone. I am in the pharmacy, or I'm in the line in my vehicle at the pharmacy drive-thru. There's a fella in front of me in a Silverado truck, and he has 2 6-foot flags hanging from his truck, right? So the 6-foot flags are hanging from actual flagpoles and are draping back the whole length of his bed of his truck, right? So they're huge, they're full size, like flags. Each flag said the same thing in big bold letters. It said, fuck Biden and fuck you for voting for him. So as I'm behind this feller, I start to think, you know, pharmacy takes a while. I'm probably sitting behind him for like 10 minutes staring at these flags, and they start annoying me more and more. Not because of any political stance I have, but this whole new craze where we rep politicians, right? You know, like this is obviously a Trump supporter. He's Trump. That's my guy. Even if you're like Biden, that's my guy. You are a dork. There's nothing nerdier you can do than wear a politician's merch. Like they're Metallica, right? I don't care if they're scarves, t-shirts, flags, banners. You are a tool if you do that. And I mean, I sit around and play video games, but you are the nerd in this situation. Now, that's the thing, is that no politicians is your politician, right? I mean, these guys are just following their own urge to line their pockets and their desire for power. You know, both Biden and Trump have passed laws that hurt you. Whether you were paying attention is a whole nother story. I don't think a president should be allowed to sell merch. You know, I think Trump probably made millions. I think he was like the first president with an actual merch store, you know, selling socks, sweaters, everything. Like he's Insane Clown Posse, having like everything for everyone. That is just the nerdiest thing you can do. I don't know. So I started thinking, is there a situation where it would be appropriate for you to wear a politician's merchandise, right? And I thought of 2. Okay. 1, if you were paying me, right? You pay me to wear Biden merch or any merch, I'll probably wear it. And 2, if you were alive during slave times, you were an actual slave and you were alive to see it going from a legal practice to an illegal practice, then you rock Lincoln gear from head to toe. You know, that is the only situation. Otherwise, you are just a tool. I mean, I don't know. I just don't get it. This is my guy. I'm going to rock him. I'm going to, you know, once again, it's like wearing a Metallica's merch. It is just ridiculous. The president should not have merch, and you should not be buying it. And I believe that will wrap up this week's
Hot topic.
Yeah. What's next?
Time for a review. Could be old products or they could be brand new. All the red tape we're about to cut through. And if it sucks dick, yeah, we're gonna tell you.
Just press my buttons.
Yeah. Because I got a product review.
Apparently we're reviewing. All right. What do you got for us?
All right. This nifty little contraction here is called the Kong. Absolutely love this thing.
Kong. K-O-N-G?
K-O-N-G.
They make dog toys I use.
I think it's the same company.
Yeah, it totally is. K-O-N-G. They make these little rubber things that you put the treats in and they have to fight to get it out. It's a training tool. Anyways, go ahead. Doug.
This is not one of those. This thing here, it's look at it, you see it's a koozie, whatnot. But the cool thing about it is this little hose here. Take this bad boy off, stretch it out.
Ooh.
Actually, you know what? Can't really show you in the studio, so I got a video here for you. All right, folks. Our product review this time is the Beer Kong. This is a fantastic item, in my opinion. As you see, show you up first. It is a koozie. Real nice, keeps your beer nice and cold. Now, here's the best part. If you're at a party, you're gonna get down one night, see this little hose attached here. Twist that, comes off. Extend that out.
It's an awesome noise.
See on the bottom. Then twist. Now all you'll have to do, pour your beer inside there, you got a beer bong on the go. Now, I have demonstrated how it all works. My handsome friend here, Dirtbag Daryl, he's going to show you, he's got one ready, how it works. Twist, and you're ready to go.
Is that man wearing a wig?
Yes.
All right. So that was amazing.
Yeah,
All right.
fantastic product.
So it's a koozie, which, okay, very 1994 of you. And it turns into a beer bong, essentially.
Yep.
Now, do you actually use this? Like, is this a product you use like when you're just hanging out with your pals here, Mr. Redneck Hairdo and such?
Yeah, absolutely. I use it there. Take it to the bar with me.
All right. Well, if we're doing actual review, let's give them the whole thing. Where'd you get it?
You get it. I heard I'm on off Amazon, but you get it from there or the website. I believe it is KongBeerKong.com.
What? I'm sorry. Did you say what the price was for it?
35.
And well, like I say, let's do the full review. Out of 5, what do you give her?
I give it a 5.
Now, for those who do not know, I am a lame-o and do not drink. So this doesn't appeal to me, but I will have... I could sit and do that all day long. Matter of fact, that's going to be a new button for the next episode. All right. Well, nobody loves a surprise review more than me, and...
Time for a review. Could be old products or they could be brand new. All the red tape we're about to cut through. And if it sucks dick, yeah, we're gonna tell you.
That'd be a good way to close her out. Yeah. But apparently this product does not suck dick. It is great. Now, we have one final piece of breaking news to give them. Do you know what that news is?
I do not.
I modded my PSP.
Whoa.
Okay, for those who do not know, this is a PSP. It stands for PlayStation Portable. Okay, so the PSPs, they're nothing new, of course. Yeah. They came out in 2005. Okay, I can remember I was a dishwasher at some fancy pants restaurant, and a buddy of mine, he was a cook there, and he had a PSP. So he would let me use it. The cooks would leave early while us in the dish pit had to wait for like all the dishes, everything to come in. So I would sit there and play it. And even those fancy pants people in there paying $60 for a steak would be like, oh, you got the PSP, you know? So I've had one, actually I have 2 of these sitting in my closet for years. And I read an article recently saying that the batteries on them were expanding and exploding if they left in the case for years, right? And I was like, oh, holy hell. So I went and dug around, and I found out when I got to my PSP, the actual battery thing here was expanded up. Probably about like that, because the battery was bloated. So I have the actual bloated battery right here. This is the battery that was bloated, and this is the regular battery, the size it should be. You see the big distinction there?
Yeah, looks like you caught it just in the nick of time.
There. So it got me thinking. You know, I always wanted to like mod a like a PS3 or something. And for those who don't know, mod just means you're applying custom firmware on there to where you can download games. So what I did, and if anybody would like to do this, I mean, the stuff's on YouTube. Excuse me. I'm not going to go through. Hey, I actually caught it right on Nightmare on Elm Street NES. Ugh. But anyhow, if you'd like to do this, you just download the custom firmware. All you need is an actual memory card. That'll quit playing sound. Now, they do have their proprietary memory card. You can't just throw any memory card in. But they do have attachments, which I can't take out because it's on. But it's one of these, and it allows for 2 micro SDs to be thrown in. So, like, I got 64 gigs in mine. So you can download NES games, SNES games, PlayStation 1 games, PSP games. And let's remember, PSP was still making games in, like, 2015 or so. So it's not like old games. Like on this thing, I got like Assassin's Creed Bloodlines, Manhunt. They made 2 Metal Gear Solid games just for the PSP. They made 2 God of Wars, if you remember, just for the PSP, you know? Yeah. So like on here, I got like Godfather, Silent Hill Origins, Metal Gear, a GTA, Dante's Inferno. I've been waiting to replay through Dante's Inferno for years. But like I say, it can do... Super Nintendo, regular Nintendo. I just beat the original NES Turtles. Do you remember that game?
Yes.
Da, 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 and all that. Like you remember the water level where you got to swim around and put out them bombs.
Level ever.
After that level, you get into a city, and I never got past that city.
Me neither.
Okay, so there's like a whole full game after that. There's like fighting the Technodrome. I actually took screenshots to prove I made it through. I don't know if I can pull them off the card, but if I can, I'll throw them on here. But I actually saw the ending of the game, and it was so disappointing. Would you like to know what happens at the end?
Yeah.
Obviously, this is a extremely hard game. I mean, it's not like hard like Dark Souls. It's like the people who made it didn't play through it and didn't realize it's like unplayable hard kind of. So at the end, you fight Shredder, which you can stun lock him in place, so he never even moved, right? But it's impossible to get to him, but that's a whole nother thing. So after you fight the Technodrome and you get to Shredder, you beat him. Splinter comes up and he goes, "Thank you for saving me. I can now go back to my human form." And somehow killing Shredder turned Splinter into a human, and they put a picture of a human, and then it goes back to the turtle start at level 1 screen.
What a terrible ending.
Yeah, but it was an awesome, it was just a game from the childhood that I always wanted to play through. But with these PSPs, I mean, you can get, if you have one of these laying around would be the thing. If not, maybe a Vita would be better. See, you only have one joystick, and you only have 2 triggers, 2 top buttons. So you can't play anything past PS1. But even PS1, I got Symphony of the Night on here. I got Final Fantasy VII. You know, I got some weird Super Nintendo games. You got, like, I'm playing through Mario. I got Aladdin, DuckTales, Donkey Kong Adventure Country or whatever they call it. A lot of games I never got to try, but this thing, you can slide it right in your pocket. I carry a Switch around sometimes, like a big tool bag, in like a actual bag itself, you know, and that's sort of, you know, that's downright ridiculous. But these things you can get online for like $75, $100 or so, depending on the condition, and it takes all of 20 minutes to mod them and download some games. So my advice is, go ahead and get you one if you're into these retro gaming console type things. If you're not, well, just ignore it. But I advise everyone getting one. Matter of fact, I think we're going to end this episode so I can get me Mario on. Yes. So, everyone, have a good evening. Do not watch the news, and we will be right back to tell you what's important about what's not important next Wednesday. Good night, everyone. Like, subscribe, all that nonsense, and we will be back.